Guthrie at 10507 Aurora Avenue North, Seattle, Washington, 98133. It's the brown and yellow building on the left-hand side as you go north on Aurora. A few of these maniacs are threatening me with slavery. There's an alleged security guard that comes here. He's a black Nazi, a couple of them, and a crazed white male. And one of them was threatening, it could have been he, or it could have been a dirty cop that comes here. At least 3 dirty cops come here, and I've actually streamed noises coming out of this area. And he tried to have me as a prostitute, and he tried to arrest me because I wouldn't be a prostitute. He's a big man, over 5'10", beefy looking. He has a red face, and one of the retardos earlier was chanting, "It's our job to torture you." It's our job about torturing, raping. The black Nazis are very active within Bloods and Zetas. And yesterday I was sprinkled by black Nazis. Why? I was sprinkled with glass, that is. And there was a black Nazi moron that got on in the, Fairview, got off or on, I can't remember. It was on the 70 bus. And he was an Amazon worker, according to his jacket. He could just be a homeless man. But if they're Amazon people, they act really crazy. I think they're military, by the way. Brown pants, and he had on, well, it was tan, and then some sort of black Amazon jacket with Amazon markings. He was on the 70 series yesterday. He was an ugly black Nazi, and he's with the Bloods and the black Nazis, and they want worldwide domination. And the black Nazi bus driver was muttering to himself and muttering to the gang members. And then the gang member that was the one from Amazon, he actually told me, he said, "You're going to stay home on Wednesday." And so the gangs, you can press a button these days. You can press a button. Excuse me. You can press a button. 10,000 people receive the information. That's obvious, or even more. So if one black Nazi has decided to target you, he can have all his black Nazis friends target, and just by putting on the net. Bastards is shouting as I'm talking, so it's distracting too. One of the retardos is chanting about Guru. Now, it's interesting that he was talking about Guru. The black Nazis have a huge body where they like to play with desiccated, rotten bodies. They like to cut up, and they think magic. And I'm talking movement that I've seen within the last 13 Satanists, and they love cut body parts. But I was telling about, he's talking about Guru, which is interesting because they love, that's a good thing. And let it run through them. It's a Satanist tribe that makes some kind of mummy. It's grotesque. It's not even a real mummy. It's just like they mix it with mud or some sticks. And so they do a lot playing with the desiccated body parts. And Guru has been an epidemic within their part. But you have people that like with dead parts, Satanists, so you're going to end up with, you want that. They're going to be playing with the dead and playing ritual, and they're just Satanists. You want them destroyed. Now, oh here, I have to find it. Motion detector making that annoying noise. To find it, it's crazy in here. I have to motion detectors all around because of all the threats. Now, one of the dirty is a fat man, and he tried to chest tearing. Hi, this is Guthrie. I'm at 10507 Aurora Avenue North, Seattle, Washington, 98133. I'm telling you what was going on in my life, including currently and then yesterday. So there are a couple dirty cops here. At least one, and it's a fat old man. He looks like he's in his voice is not hold up to a real untainted, if it were untainted, but the Seattle Police Department, they're running the gangs. And they've tried to destroy me 13 years on because I complained to a creep at Tri about an alleged meth lab. My water's been poisoned. It's burned me. This isn't very good lighting. And I've been sprinkled with glass quite a bit when I go out. The starvation plot, they're trying to, gang members threaten me when I've gone shopping. So the trick is to always make and plug in, a battery and start filming these bastards. I have enough. I'm going to test some batteries as we go. And the bum that's here, the ugly moron. And he's chanting over and over, with you. Your rights, they want theirs. And there's a hysterical high voice moron. They're threatening other states and they're threatening other countries. And they have a hostile takeover plot. They think that they'll have everybody as a slave. And also to have enough battery to sustain you. The electricity is terrible here. Everybody's a moron. They're all zombie members. And in fact, I believe the whole U.S. is a bunch of zombie gang members. But definitely the policeman is here lurking. He's lurking illegally and he's behind a wall. And he's been threatening rape, murder. He taunted me about my face because I was talking, by the way, earlier about, talking earlier about how gang members sprinkle glass on you. Well, yesterday there was this ugly creep from Amazon. He works for Amazon. He was a black Nazi in 70s bus. And I'll have to look up the bus. Let's see. So it was after 6. And it was an ugly black male, khaki pants. Oh, it looks like I didn't write down the number. I might have been in a hurry. But the time wasn't. It was a 70 because it was going up that hill. So ugly black male, khaki pants, red shoes. Oh, it might have been, it's a black Nazi bus driver. It's 4527. And it's a large male with an African accent. And he was too busy doing gang activity to notice, things that were going on around him. This is typical of your black Nazi moron. And a lot of the morons. And by the way, we don't have any whites. What happened is that they were programmed by retardos like black Nazis, and they are very inferior. They were also programmed by Satanists, drunks and druggies, and retards like that fat-ass cop in the wall. They were programmed by retardos, basically. Bum playing, you're going to go by our program. Now, so when the creep from, there had been a couple creeps that had tried to tell me what to do. And there was a plot on the 70 downtown to take my backpack. And there was a blonde alcoholic that was twitching around. And then there was an ugly fat-ass black Nazi. And I told them off, all of them. And because the gangs will follow you around. And so the fat-ass, I told her off downtown. And then the ugly guy from Amazon, I think he had a bit of a beard. Then a black Nazi, they carry it so they can sprinkle. They'll have whites do it too. But your black Nazis want to make people look ugly because that's the only way that they can feel like they're the prettiest. So if they can make you so you can't bathe or access good nutrition, you're not going to be with it. And then the black Nazi inferiors will control you, including by sprinkling glass. And they are inferior, and America lied. It's a lie to suggest that a black Nazi is not inferior in every way, shape, or form. The black Nazis are involved in a huge rape campaign, and they've been targeting and threatening Europe, UK, and Ireland. They've targeted me and threatened me over Great Britain and Ireland. They've also me and threatened me about Australia. It's not just black Nazis, but they seem to be trying to run the show. Lost if you let them rule, because they are also the morons of the earth, and they are not even self-sustaining. One of their plots is to just enslave them and eat them as food. With that's one of their plots. So if you're not with them, as in or raped and enslaved, so you can breed more Mongoloid children for them. And the retarded white, Now, there was a bum yesterday I have to check something before I say it, but I was unloading my bag so I could buy something at, if my charger isn't here, it means, wait, here is it? Oh, here it is, good. Otherwise, the guy, is nobody normal these days. And, by the way, the cop is here illegally. He's not allowed to make arrests this way. So what he's afraid of is that I would call the ATF or call another state. And so, and they've threatened me with torture. And one of the whores in the wall, what they do, it's not even about prettiness, because my face is, all cut up with glass. It's about dominating. You have as much to fear, like, people talk about, Muslim this, Muslim that. I haven't experienced, those last 30 years, very much Muslim hatred and takeover that people talk about. I've experienced stinky black Nazi morons. What I've seen is, like, let's say one of these black Nazis wanted to rape an Arab female or a Jewish female, wouldn't have any protection, maybe, unless she had darker skin. Or as dark as a person. Seeing a lot of this, stuff with Arabs, and I apologize if I'm just but a lot of it, it's not about, I'd say, just, I'm not going to even say that. It's not about a lack of religion, values of the Satanist. So, living a person by me who would be Muslim, he's not cannibal, zombie, satanic, white trash, black trash, and in between trash, with a sense, unfortunately, of the black Nazi moron. There are no whites. You might say, well, he's probably like white people, or, you can be white and Muslim too. He's probably like the person next to me who came here 10 years ago from Russia that I would have liked 10 years ago, but now they're a zombie. So there's no possibilities left for the U.S., and they are thinking takeover plots and people. They care about themselves, and they care about a money trail and a property and slavery trail. So I think there might be 2 dirty cops here, or 2 security guards also, by the way. And a whore just played. So what the whores like to do, they are playing with psychic. So the ugly, wretched whore just played, and she took back chakra and back tissue. She said, would do anything for females. And actually, I won't do anything for any U.S. female now, except a cursory, sort of rudimentary, like, oh, excuse me, I'll move out of the way. I already know you're a zombie. So there are, by the way, a couple of the retarded bums were telling the maintenance man, just kill her and we'll paint the walls. And the retarded maintenance man didn't even have the right measurements, if you can't even imagine that. Lugging a shade around, like a 6-foot shade, 6.5, you didn't have the right measurements. I think this has happened twice. If I recall, it might have happened twice. They're too busy, and that was a white male with long hair. They're too busy doing crimes. One of the other, he is chanting Penumbra, amazing, and it is a moron chanting it, so it will irritate you. Morons. You should have heard the cop chanting in there. Well, they are morons, and when they're playing Tase You, we will continue. So, Tase department, cops or fake cops that are security guards, it is like people that have no jurisdiction, like a fake, like the bitch who was here, he's just a worse. And they're from Pike Place Market. Well, at least one of those bums is here, and they will try to extort. These cops that are in the wall are also extorting. So, by the way, because the whore that was in my bag, and then I told that ass bitch, it was black bitch in blue pants. She looked like a cow, and she said, who lets stuff go on like that, she's psychotic. She's got silver hair. So she'll simultaneously visit with the bums. She is a couple told me that I was there's a conspicuous, even these bums tried to portray. And so there's a family plot today where I'd go off with my allegedly, and they made a slave threat for some dirty black house left, and I will dump that off at the FBI office. I'm not going to have a fucking house left or apartment. I hear it's a house. Some dirty black seas, and one of the retards is calling it his cousin. So I'll dump little shit ass off at the FBI. Or just leave the thing there and call 911. They'll have all their possessions out on the street that are within reach. And I'll flood the place. That's how slavery's going. So they sprinkled me with 1, 2, well, it was a white drunk, 2 black Nazis spouting off on the way to East Lake, or down East Lake. I think the white whore probably lived in the building. And she didn't look, including for dirty, stinky, smelly black Nazi inferiors, they'll clean up the bastards who will do crime for them. They like having whites and others that are not black do crime. Also, whites like stinky, smelly black Nazi morons in their movement that are black Nazis too, because they can claim racism and obscure all their crimes they're committing under race or illegal, such as burning someone to death or portray Nazi. So that's probably happened to Opie. And the Seattle Police Department's in on it, and even a cop that's on alcohol and drugs like meth and crack, if he broke in, he was telling me I was going to the gangs will try to force you to write falsified letters. One is you coerced or forced into the. So let's say this bitch in the wall, this fat ass cop, might have had people sign over all their property in a people committing crimes, covering up the fact it's not the cousin. So this is the kind of thing that happens, including storage unit. I have a storage unit which I couldn't bring my stuff in here. That gang members would come in wherever I was, and they would put urine. So this is Lisa 33. I'm telling how gang members are doing things. I'm in Unit 329, and I was telling how the dirty cop from 13 years ago at Tri-Court, I was in Unit 333, I think, and he set it up so gang members would be able to come in my room and put urine, fecal, phlegm, menstrual blood, semen everywhere. So there were toiletries that were making me sick, and I guess he and his gang were bragging about it, because I thought I was allergic to everything. But what it was a witch hunt. I had dared to complain about carry out a gang rape. Listen to this one. So then they carried out a gang rape. Then they follow me around for the next 13 years and portray me as a, quote, madam, a child molester, will rape you. What they do, they'll enter your apartment, they'll saw through the floor or the wall and just cover it. Every apartment building has a maintenance man that will do that. Either way, so they also dumped things in my water. It looked like I had an orgasm as I was washing my hair, and they had in my shampoo. It was a purple messy shampoo. Beauty salon in town. It's still there. They took one of their locations away. They have one at Northgate. And I don't think it was the shampoo itself. I believe that what was the carrier method was used. Like the shampoo was purple and messy. Why? I was trying to classy. I had dyed it. You know, I used to dye my hair. And let's see, what is that called? They have three logos. You know, you can get things that are at pretty good cost to dye your hair with, and then they had an array of products, and they still have the place downtown. It's not a commercial, but it was that company. So they were and one of the persons you just heard, if you could hear him, he's cuts on my face. She sprinkled me last yesterday. I'm going to try to find her, and I'm going to try to find what thing yesterday they even threatened me with. So not exactly what I'm calling them. They actually also espouse ideals against sex. If push came to shove, they would. So anyway, so then, by the way, the gang members, once they glass on you and your possessions, that's why I desperately try to lock up my possessions. It doesn't lock it up. What they'll do is just follow you to the store. Locks. I was just talking about locks at 105. Who wants to get into your locks? Is a all the time. What they want to do is, one of the plots is, you've given up your kidney. The fat ass officer that tried to shoot me, you could connect people that have gone missing. By the way, and at the time, hi, this is Lisa Guthrie. I have to re-identify. It's a nuisance to re-identify, but I have to do it. Broadcast shuts off. So and there's a bomb. Yeah. Perhaps by the is they shut up constantly. Yap. And Satan actually activated bastards. Nazi retard or white trash retard. And if you believe in pieces, have it in North Seattle, Washington, 98133. And I'm talking about one of the traits of the zombie retard, the zombie Satan moron. They won't shut up. Conversation such as Dingle 517, and so I'm just making up something. Dingle, or like they'll use something excessively that they shouldn't. Didn't know how to say it. They're very illiterate, some of them, and the bum are using words they don't even know what they mean, and they'll corrupt those words. These are all retarded maggots. They don't even know what they're saying half the time. Blah, 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 inoperable. And one of them did on everybody in the U.S. with me. So he's cursing and he's doing a psychic attack. He's psychic attacks, like have somebody or some cons that think they're such a big deal, and they'll try to have tangled, like an intent if they're cursing you, or if it's just a regular talking about, oh, they obscure, they keep abreast of the tangles if they can. So, by the way, when I see etc., followed me around, was whispering to his friend, and he said, well, the other ones, I something. So the cops of the Seattle Police Department, and they are very much their worldview, and they've done this. There's probably no normal U.S., but one of their favorite things to do is treat a person, crazy person, and you might even be walking around, just sitting out of the police department, turn around, see this is what the devil is. As saviors of the homeless, I don't care about this now. Why? They're full, they destroyed them, but after death, including the retarded department. It's called the prostitute, 12, 13 years. I would actually, here's the sad part, I was a beautiful woman, sometimes in weight. Skin, I would like to note, was very, it did have a couple things, like I have these red dots, they're not from in. So, yeah, some toothpaste spilled on something. This is Lisa Guthrie at 10507 133. I was threatened by gang members and an alleged dirty cop with murder, enslavement, mutilation. You can't even believe it. The voice in a wall, but, or like talked about how they hang out in a storage room. And the bums that hang out, and you will hear these crawl space. Earthquake. Channel 1. This is Lisa Guthrie, 507 Aurora Avenue North, Seattle 3. And hi, this is Lisa Guthrie. One is at least one, he's doing something, but he doesn't work. Walking around, pretending he's conducting an investigation, and he hangs out with his crack buddies. It's actually and meth and drug buddies. He's here to run the game. He's a bomb. He's a police department. You're committing the commission of crimes via the human rights, or just at least a human rights issue. Chant, and they're like one's talking in a minute, and once again, and years. So I wasn't wanting to sleep with it. There was just no reason. So the dirty quantity theft, identity theft. So the Seattle police are they're involved in act theft. They'll also rent, and according to what I funds from Seattle Department and City be used to harm me. And so there's and so basically you also, what you would need is coming to state and Homeland Security. And a whore just laughed. She's in a room listening to terrorize me and like he said. And the on the wall alleged fraud not 13 years ago, but he 13 years ago, I'm sure. He's old. He looks 60, fat ass, Nazi. He's mentally, they don't. Is gang and just any Joe Blow join with a police or FBI bounty hunters. So now I'm going to start getting guarding your alleged property from somebody who. So a more invasive crime if people want to get you. So, you know, with a weapon, then it becomes sort of different crime. And there's a, and she was blah, blah, yap, yap. Does she have any authority? No, she's a stinking whore. Now, of the stinking whores and the masturbating moron front desk, and they're pretending they're police and FBI. By the way, so the dirty, one of the dirtier, she's one of their smallpox, touch their anus and their vagina smear. Believe me, there's been a lot. They let them visible, and then they torture me, and then torture me in the spirit world. And the Seattle in on that. They're Satanists, they're very sick, they'll their body. I'm the only one with spirit, soul, and they keep stealing. They play leave you and believe in brain theft by full method. It's a dirty stand. She's not that pretty. She's white trash. She was, and line 402, I believe. Big window, ground floor. What was it? The kitchen, bedroom, face unit. You know, the big ground floor. Street gang and others lives in that unit. Their cottages. The police department let portray themselves as cops. And there were several dirty cops there. 33 about Mary, and her mother lives at 40th Avenue Northeast, Seattle, Washington, 98133. Where is Mary? Well, I don't think actually people will be a secret in. Had to cut to your apartment, home, just fix it. They left carpenter reason, and they could fix your entry up very well. They might closet might be how they enter, or maybe under an armoire that no, like in the Janet just talked about Seattle Police Department. They're in on people via trap, which actually gang told me about, and I read it. They're in on razoring out a window, lifting out a patio, like at Burt Gilman Place Apartments. Those, well, I'd say all of them. You could just lift them right out. I saw them do that. And Mary's mother, by the way, lives at 140th Avenue Northeast. She's sort of a very rumply faced, ugly female. I don't know. She's a smoker. She's a moron. She lives in one of those units, floor. Bloods and Zetas. And then form like fake postman. Dirty postman might even give out keys to the neighborhood so they can get your mail. Maybe even if you mail something, they can get the box, change it. All gang network in Seattle. And there's a bum talking about a priest, and some of these retarded bums are so stupid they think that they could threaten authority over anyone. They think they'd have authority if they could kidnap you or touch you, false marriage, quote arrangement, creeps, like they'll pretend they are some to get probably goodies, then they'll go back in, like I said, taking also a lot of brain, and they don't have their own soul chakras. If anyone, and remember, I'm asthma, allergies, chemical fatigue. Oh, and they've also taunted me that they've put radiation in other my food, my water, and my, well, around my apartment. Me with radiation, the entire United States, and they stay in. One of them said something about sacrifice. I'm sorry. They will try to pull, have a right to keep you in because they'll get paranoid. Everything else. And so if I threaten someone earlier, well, I'm in my, that are hanging out in a crawl space, and also they're in a janitor's room, and that's illegal. And, you know, everybody's acting like it's a normal day. Lisa's hearing things. They also threatened me via a microphone phone that was left open. The Seattle Police Department used a lot of the tricks that they, you know, learn. They teach the gangs. And so the gang members in a well-stocked line obey. And it would be operations for the zombies to shut their brains shut, that they want be communicated, by the way. And anymore. Some of them, it's sort of like a zombie recreate. So let's say they're not threatening anybody. I'm just saying what they're like. Let's say and us, or let's say somewhere left died. Well, so they're going to put curses, zombies, saying like to down articulate, like the atoms. So I called 60 years, and then America promoted the crack whore and the other riff, all the bitch that can't keep her legs closed and she has 10 babies. Americans. All this really bad DNA where really officers even have to say anyone or was purposely tried to, and you know. The black Nazis will to look like they're brilliant. And on a small scale, if people ugly, old, or sick, mentally disabled, starve them, get rid of them, have then the black Nazis and the cores come looking like they're the brilliant ones. And that's part of the goal. Water so I can't be. Imagine how somebody could smell after 2 days. Well, then the black Nazi, the job, I'm not applying for jobs, by the way, can then be cologne, the clear. Your skin's torn up by the better than you. Or even illegally operate on my brain. So what these and other inferiors look good. You make the superior look bad. And black Nazis, by the way, they don't just want their rights, they want yours. And the black slavery, take care of their dog shit blood and others, they're all gone. Remember, they were black Nazis. They're gone. Bum's talking about monitor this, monitor that. You've got monkeys, retarded. Heard the retarded cock puffed up like a balloon. Like a red balloon. We'll just call him Red Balloon. Red Balloon Man. Red Balloon Man! Hey! Finish every year threat, and I tell them this. It's legal. If you're pretending it's legal, it's then legal. It's sticking a broom up my vagina and having 60 people gang. then it's legal for me to do that to you, and I'll put you out. And the whores here are some of the worst. And remember, a lot of these whores go to social service. You've got, quite a few places where these hookers go. Remember, now Mary, she's a madam here. She supposedly works in Washington, D.C. She's been here quite a lot lately. Probably at her mother's house a lot. At 5100 Avenue Northeast. I need to cut yours. Is that what you're saying? So the whore just played every seizure cut. So you can tell they're off $10. I can't even imagine anybody who would steal them unless they're, I don't go around phones or anything else. These people were on my phone, and at Elizabeth Gregory, now I may have left it out one day or and so all these numbers on the net because they're all of them are blood, and they're in with a while. So I believe they got in here, and I didn't. Let's put them all on the net, and I've done it too. So we'll go through fast. Whoops, and get the photograph for the filming. And so Leona's cousin is on here. She's a big fat black lady. She looks like a Bigfoot. They're all bloods. You could, if you wanted to, you could advertise them on somewhere. What else could you do with them? Well, they shouldn't have had someone using their phone. Who are these people? Let's try to do it legally, though, where you wouldn't get in trouble. These are bloods. Cascade, that's like a business, and then always. So they're trying to pretend it's not my phone. It's not even. You'd have to be a moron to steal a phone like this. They're $5, and guess what else? Obama's phones are issued regularly to homeless people. Now, there is something interesting I've heard a couple people say, that after they've ordered the Obama phones, nothing shows up after they gave their information in the, all of them are actually in the social services, including the people that work there. Let's make sure Auntie's in there. There's Auntie. So you could basically go on a reverse search and pull up their information. Some of you might even. What I might do is call one of the managers here and tell them I discovered my phone with other people's contacts and I posted it on the net. They're all involved, but it'd be fun to kind of make them squirm, wouldn't it? I think I need to call you.